How you doing? Well, I just want to just say a quick message really to everybody. Obviously, with what's going on currently in this country and other countries across the world, there's a lot of changes. It's very worrying for a lot of people, but if we all pull together, follow the government's advice, not some twat on Facebook, but the government's advice, we'll be all right. And basically what they're asking us to do is either carry on with the job which is necessary, or to stay at home, stay safe. And for a lot of people, especially the younger generation, I think that you've been asked to do something not for yourself for once. You've been asked to do something for other people. So not just for your own well-being, but for those that are vulnerable, and not just those nearby you. This has implications across the globe. So you can do your bit, and you can literally change the world just by following the advice that we're given. It's as simple as that. I mean, you often hear, "Oh, we want to change the world." You can. But anyway, follow the advice. Now, while I can, I'll keep putting videos up, okay? I'm not going to promise what content it is. I don't know. At the moment, we're working at the other yards, and I'm at several yards, keeping kit running. In between that, when I get time, I'll film stuff. If things tighten and we're asked to come back to the main yard, we've got stuff here we can film as well. So I'll try and do my best to keep putting out content, because at the end of the day, I just want people to just relax. I want people to, keep smiling, and most of all, keep laughing and just enjoying themselves while they can under, which is a very difficult time, all right? So I'll do what I can while I can. That's all I can say. But the rest of you, just seriously, follow the advice and just be safe. Do well. How we doing, muckers? Okay. Now, I had a word with the owner of the JCB 3C, and I asked if he wouldn't mind if I had a go at starting it. Unfortunately, he said he'd rather that we didn't. So what we're going to do instead today is look at various types of wood. No, I'm just messing with you. He said that's fine. So what we're going to do is get this cleaned off. Just one point of order though about this channel, in case you didn't grasp it last time. So if you're an internet troll or a keyboard mechanic or some basement dwelling self-abuser, and you think you're going to come on this channel and go in the comments and give the world your benefit of your wisdom and your thoughts, don't waste your time, because it's simply block and delete. Nobody even know you even exist, pretty much like in the real world. So just go and find another channel. That said, I did have one that amused me. He put in the comments that I've just subscribed to your channel, and I've been going through some of your earlier videos. I came here to see tractors. Then lots of exclamation marks, I think. I did not come here to see trucks, aircraft, or excavators, then more exclamation marks to make the point. Unsubscribed. Let me tell you right now, if you have come here just to see one subject matter, you're going to be sorely disappointed. This isn't the place for you. The reason I do this channel is because the stuff I get up to, other like-minded individuals like to see it. So when I can, I'll put a camera up and we'll film it. It's the stuff I do. If you don't like the subject matter, or you don't like how I do it, then seriously, unsubscribe. I aren't worried in the slightest. Now, I know some people go, "Oh, well, if you carry on like that, then you'll have no subscribers and you'll have no channel." Listen, I started with no subscribers, all right? I don't care. I really don't care. I don't do this for that. I'm going to be doing this regardless whether I've got a camera on or not. So if you're thinking about you want to unsubscribe and you think that's going to bother me, seriously, I've just checked, all right, and just made sure, and this is absolutely empty. None to give. I couldn't care less. So, like I say, if you're that much of a gargantuan spunk trumpet that you can only concentrate on one subject matter, if you're that one-dimensional, you're really not the sort of people we want on this channel. So go and find something else, all right? Because I'm not going to change it. If you think I'm going to change what I do and how I do it just to tailor to your needs, you can kiss my caramel compass, because it ain't happening. But for the rest of you, you're the ones I do this for. You're the ones, you know, and then I know that with the different subjects, you'll like some subjects more than others. I'm the same, you know. Some people like the historical stuff, some people like the tractors, some like the experts, some love the aircraft and that, and that's why I do it. It's a common interest, and that's the reason I do it. You're the ones I do this for. You're the ones whose views I value. Right then, we'd better get this cleared off so we can have a look at it. And no, I'm not going to wash this off first, because A, I've got no water here or power. B, I don't even know if this thing is seized, if it's going to turn over, let alone start. Right. Look in here. Okay, so what we've got here, the engine is a 4-cylinder naturally aspirated Leyland 498. Now, because this is what they call the Build 5 powertrain, it's a very late 3C. It's basically almost like the prototype of the 3CX. This engine isn't in a sort of subframe like tractors have. It's basically mounted more like in a truck, so it's on engine mounts. So that means that the sump is a different type of sump, because it's got to carry some of the stress. What I'll do is, in the description below this video, I will put a link to one of the videos I've done previously, which actually looked at the differences of the powertrain system, which was basically engine, transmission, back axle. There's 3 individual components almost, rather than the earlier JCBs, which were basically a tractor skid unit, and then with the digger built around that. But anyway, what we'll do first, we'll check any visible signs of fluids, oil and water, and then I mean, things have been pretty cobbled up here. I think this is, oh, something's been loose, because zip ties on there. And then we'll have a little look and see if it's free, which, as I remember, you can do, because there's a drive for the pump down there, and we should be able to get a bar in there. The actual, there's like a drive shaft, and we can probably get a bar in there and just try and bar it over, see if it's free. Right, first things first, we'll check fluids. Well, there's oil on the stick. He's up to the mark. That's alright. Yeah. Oh, I feel like. Imagine it's been in there a while. Right, coolant. Oh, geez. Topped up with coolant, so that's all right. That's up there. So that's all good so far. That's a good sign. Right. Well, as I said, the next thing is I'll try and get a bar down in there and see if she's free.
happy days. And it is very free, so that's good. So you see what you've got on these is the hydraulics. The hydraulic pump is mounted at the front, so off the front of the crank is say a drive shaft with UJs, and that drives the pump there, so you can get to that quite easily. Right, I want to just take the top off the rocker cover, just have a look in there, and just make sure there's no valve stuck or anything like that. And then mounting bracket on this fuel filter housing is cracked. It looks a bit broken. Let's have a look at that when we get a bit further in. Right, well now we can look at getting the rocker cover off and then having a look at the top end there. All the valves seem to be free and, you know, coming back up and reseating, so that's good. It's still rather well, you know, lubricated. The oil is still up and sat there. I mean, considering how long it's been sat here, that's not bad at all. Well, I have seen older engines, you know, from, like, you know, been sat there from just after the war, and they've still all got oil up the top ends. Especially things like the old Gardner engines, 6 cylinders, and that they've often got, you know, oil up the top end, which is good. But we've got to check the fuel next. That'll be our next job. So so we can get into that there, into that filler neck, the tank, because all that there, that's all fuel tank all along there. That's all tank. On the last video, somebody commented about the amount of rust and rot on here. I had one guy say, "Oh, it's not rot, it's rust." Well, nah, that's rust. That is rot. It's gone. Well, the reason being, you can see down the front here as well, is because it spent its last days on a pig unit. So it was absolutely caked in pig muck constantly, which is why that the cab has gone worse than normal. I mean, they normally, you know, sort of rot at the bottoms here, but this is just totally gone and turned into this. So that's the reason why. Give you a bit more of an idea. So that's where you fill the fuel tank, and either side of the tank you've got these breathers, these little caps go on top to keep the rain and everything out. However, this is what you get in them. And hence why the tanks on these are normally absolutely full of crud in the bottom. And then there's a little filter on the pickup pipe, which just becomes totally blocked, which often led to a lot of fuel starvation issues with these. Right, just so we can gain access to the tank easier, will go into that vent. Otherwise we've got to take the top part, the top plate, and the filter gauze out of the neck on the actual filler. I just want to just look in the tank, go directly and see if there's any fuel, and then see also if it's full of sludge, if it's empty. So I'll just inside of the tank, which I know you can't see very well, but you can see when it goes into the fuel. There it goes. So that's just gone into. There's fuel in there, obviously. There it goes. It's in fuel. There it goes under again. So tank actually looks surprisingly good. Next thing we want to check is the air filter. Oh my word. Oh no. See, that is not great. Yeah, I don't think it's even in the actual end. Amount of crud in there, so I'll clean this out as well anyway. But at least it'll have some filtration. But as I said, I just no point in having that. You know, if we can get this running, it'll be one of the things on the service list that'll get changed. Another point while we're at it, for starting, see this one's fitted with a heater in the inlet manifold. So obviously there's your air filter where it's all drawn in and through, up on that trunking there. Then it goes into the intake manifold. But as I said, for cold starting, it is fitted with a heater element. Now whether that works or not is another thing. And if you were going to use easy start or starting fluid, you wouldn't use it with this as well, because you just asked for trouble. But we'll have a look, and if this works, then if we can get power to it, we'll use that for the starting aid, for the initial start if we ever go at it. Yeah, so that's injector pump is down here, and it is rotary type off the back. Looks like CAV, and then obviously got your filter here. There's your fuel filter. Oh, this just shows how long it has been sat here. That is one of the old style JCB genuine parts filters. Fantastic. Fantastic. I think if we get this running, we'll swap that filter for a new one and put that in the workshop as a piece of historic art. Now in an ideal world, this is when you would want to steam clean an engine down, because it's just caked in oil and stuff, just to sort of have a look round and everything. But the thing is, again, where we are at the minute, we've got no water, we've got no electricity or anything to run a steam cleaner, so it is what it is. I did have somebody tell me that they wouldn't allow a machine that's dirty under any circumstances in their workshop unless it had been steam cleaned. So I asked him then, what would you do if you had a machine that needed to be sorted out quickly, and you're going to steam clean it, and what are you going to do while it's standing there dripping wet? And he said, oh, we just leave it outside to dry. I said, well, that's great if you've got the time to do that, but not everybody has, especially when you want something in a hurry. And he said, well, I wouldn't come in the workshop in that case, because obviously it'd make the floor and all that wet. So I asked him, is that just so he didn't get the hem of his dress wet? I didn't get a reply, so never mind. Right, let's have a look at getting a battery on this and see if we've got any power. We know there's some fuel in there. We've got a battery on. We know the valves are free aren't stuck. We've got engine oil, coolant. We've got done the air filter delete for the time being. Let's see how many hours this thing has done. 4,542 and 8/10. No idea if that's right or not, but looking at most other machines of this age, I would say so. I wouldn't say it's very far out. Right. He goes in here. And we got steering there at the minute. Unless you got no oil in or what, I don't know, but we shall see. Right, moment of truth. Have we got any power there? Ooh, that sounds good. Ooh, look at that. They've got a light as well. That. Fantastic. Right then. Neutral there. Shut some stiff. That's pretty jammed or seized. But anyway. Right, moment of truth then. We'll see if she turns.